Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast. Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Clint Lotz. Clint Lotz is the president and founder of TrackStar.AI, a new predictive API designed to help enterprise-level banking, lending, and mortgage institutions offer better and more accurate loans to customers, all based on information in lenders' existing databases. Prior to launching TrackStar, Clint founded TCRO Systems, where he has developed the leading platform for the credit repair industry, including consumer products and outsourcing services for business clients for over 15 years. Prior to joining the credit industry, he introduced the first digital mortgage application for a community bank and pioneered a digital-first mortgage. Clint is an optimist who believes in the opportunities technology can create for a business and has a Bachelor of Science in Computer Studies from Robert Morris University in Illinois. Well, good afternoon, Clint. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You bet, Clint. I really appreciate you jumping on, and we get to share some microphone time here and get to share your story with the world. So this is what's really jazzes me as my audience knows. I just love this is the favorite part of my job. So, Clint, jumping into the questions here, you've got quite the career in fintech as a serial entrepreneur and now the founder and president of TrackStar.AI. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
You never, ever give up, honestly. And failure is expected and it'll happen, but it's only failure if it causes you to stop your progress. Really, the thing that gets me going is, to be honest with you, I wake up terrified and exhilarated all at the same time. And I think that's just being an entrepreneur. And that's just kind of in my blood. And I grew up with my father was self-employed, and this is my, getting into the entrepreneurship. And it's been something that's really exciting, but at the same time, it can be very difficult. And the thing to remember is that tomorrow's a new day. And if you don't learn from today, you definitely need to learn from tomorrow.
That's awesome. And you're right. Experience is the best teacher, I think. I know. I think basically at the end of the day, regardless if it's good or bad or you made a mistake, it's a learning opportunity. Okay. Want to jump into this second question about the pandemic. That now that it's starting to lift, things are changing. Hopefully we'll go back to some sort of normalcy, right? We're still on the edge there, but what are your plans for business growth going forward? And will it be any different than the last 15 months?
Yes, absolutely. I'm actually going to leave my house for the first time. It's exciting. We get back out there and meet people in person. I've already attended one live in-person conference. That was exciting. I think everybody was just excited to be there, and that's really the big thing is will I be able to get my team together? We'll be able to get out and be in front of potential clients and at fintech conferences and different places around the country to kind of highlight what our product is all about and what our data does. And that's a big difference is being able to actually just get back out there. I've done many online meetings with people and meeting platforms for virtual conferences. And I think we're all just really ready to get back out there. Not that I want to deal with travel and, being stuck in an airport all the time, but it is nice to be able to have that connection with somebody and look them, in the eye.
Absolutely. I think we've all missed that to some degree. And it's so important that we get back. It brings a whole different level of really connecting with your customers. So I appreciate the share. And so, Clint, this is what we like to talk about here at Coruzant Technologies. We're a technology publication and platform. You're obviously leveraging some new and emerging technologies within your tech stack. Is there anything you might be able to share with us today?
Yes. When you first get into cloud computing, if you're not there yet, it can seem like a daunting task, but to some people, for me, like when I go and look at, AWS, Amazon Web Services, I'm like a kid in a candy store, right? There's all these things that are so cool that do all these functions. And that's really the thing that you need to pay attention to is that really powerful cloud computing is now extremely affordable because you can literally buy it by the second, right? You don't need a room full of servers. You don't even need a room with a server at this point. You don't need to have huge budgets to be able to power whatever it is you're trying to do. The thing to remember about technology is that it's always advancing and it's usually always getting cheaper. And we're to that breaking point. We have competition. You have, AWS, like I mentioned, and Google Cloud Platform and Microsoft Azure, however you want to pronounce it. I apologize for those that I messed it up with. But having competition out there is what drives down the cost. And now is the perfect opportunity if you are wanting to get into newer technology or some of the most advanced things like machine learning that I'm in right now. Now is the time to do it because you can get all kinds of help. In the pandemic, like we talked about before, it changed things a little bit. And now that that's lifted, we still have all the innovation and all of the, moving into or adopting, I should say, the digital world that happened in 2020. And with all of that happened and all of us using Zoom as an example, we extremely multiplied the amount of bandwidth and technology we use on a daily basis. And that's seriously driven down the cost. So don't let costs scare you because the emerging technologies that are out there are just that. They're cutting edge. They're very advanced. And one thing to do remember is that if you are on the bleeding edge of technology, like I am, it can be a little difficult to get, in front of the right people or get them to understand it or, get to understand what it is that your product is or how it works or even the technology works. Don't let that discourage you. Just keep going and keep after it because there is more and more technology coming available today to help businesses do more with less every single day.
Thank you for sharing that. And I appreciate that because we don't always get to talk to folks that are using, as you say, the bleeding edge side of technology, but that's really where the pioneers come in. And I appreciate your story and your share on that as well. So Clint, last question. Can you share something from your career experience that would be helpful for those looking to grow their career in either tech or entrepreneurship?
There's a lot of different things you can do. When I first started out, I started local. I joined the local Chamber of Commerce. I started attending meetings. I subscribed and attended mentor groups. I learned a long time ago, my uncle was a very successful entrepreneur with multiple businesses. And he taught me at a very young age, when you're not an expert in something, you surround yourself with experts in that particular field. And that happens a lot. And the beautiful thing about the technology we were talking about today is that I can go and find, or anyone can go and find, a competent, well-respected, credentialed advisor and hire them for an hour or hire them for a week, whatever it is that you need or whatever it is that you can afford. I think that's the most important thing is to don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to shell out some cash for some help too, because their time is worth just as much as your time is worth. And having that insight or having someone a different perspective, I should say, having a different perspective on what it is you're trying to do can be invaluable, regardless of what the monetary cost is. Having someone else, you ever heard, a second set of eyes taking a look at something, right? Because you look at something for so long and it all comes together and it just looks perfectly, right? But another person can take one look at it and notice all the flaws, immediately. That's what you need. You need somebody that can take a look at what it is that you're doing in an objective manner. Someone who's not invested, someone you're not trying to sell to, or none of that. You need an independent advisor. That's really probably going to be one of the biggest things that can catapult your career into the next level. Because with that, you start working within the right groups, and that's how you network. You're going to meet people and be introduced to people who can help you with exactly the thing you're trying to accomplish. There's plenty of people that are out there that are willing to work by the hour, who have plenty of experience, decades of experience doing what it is that you need help with. And that's the key. Always have an open mind. Don't get discouraged. Okay, let me say this. When you do get discouraged, just get over it because it's going to happen. Just keep plugging away and look for somebody that you can use as maybe a mentor or at least an outside consultant. You really need that outside perspective in everything that you do.
Awesome. I appreciate that. And that's some great advice. And you're absolutely right about this gig economy. There's a ton of people out there that whether they're willing to volunteer or charge you by the hour for whatever type of project you're working on, I think we're at a point in this economy now and in this time, this age, that people are flexible and businesses and startup entrepreneurs can take advantage of it. So thank you. So Clint, I just want to let you know it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you so much, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Bye for now.